All right, welcome back to the Weight of Words. This is a podcast week, but today I want to just open it up to questions. Because this is not a live, you can just leave some comments if you have any questions you want to ask me about any of the posts or anything I'm doing or about me personally or what have you. Feel free to. So that's what this podcast is about today. Me also just going over stuff I've already posted as far as business, things I like to do, how to create content effectively while learning how to be a better content creator. Yeah, these are all things I want to be better at. A couple of books I'm reading at the moment. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it to you before, but I'm not a reader. I've not I haven't really sat down. I've tried to read a couple of things other than the Bible, uh, books, and it just I like have so much energy to where I'm always getting easily distracted. But uh, this book for learning grammar and style for dummies, I picked it up a couple of days ago, so I've been wanting to be better at it because doing speaking, even like podcasting or whatever, what have you, you want to speak effectively, and not just like I normally just talk in a run on sentence. So knowing how to pause, when to add punctuations, when to do these things is something I'm interested in. So that's what I'm doing as well. Now, one thing about artists, right? or not just artists, but just creatives in general, most artists they have more than one talent. So just trying to make it all tied together, you know, like I don't like sitting around just doing nothing. So I'm always doing something is the point. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes you realize whatever you're doing, it all could go together. Uh so so just trying to make it all count, uh, and not be scattered about it. Like I've been into painting. I've been wanting to paint for years. I have been trying to paint. I've been trying to draw. I've been trying to do a lot of things because I do feel like I'm multi-talented. So that's one of the things I've been doing lately is um, I look at it like when Steve Jobs, they said Creed was in his garage creating like working on building an iPhone. That's what I've done with my paintings, because you can go overboard. I used to be bad at it. Hopefully, I'm not as bad as I used to be with it. As far as when I wanted to start a new craft, I go out and buy all these different things. You watch videos, YouTube videos, and they tell you what's the best thing for this and that, and you find yourself buying it. So what I've done is like when I order stuff from Amazon, Amazon puts all that brown paper bag type of paper in there to kind of keep things from sliding around. So I've been using those to paint on, um, and I like it. Just I feel like it's what I should do instead of going out like I did in past times, trying to uh, buy all the perfect things that people recommend, and it probably is the perfect thing to use. But until you really understand what you're doing, that's what you should do. Well, that's what I felt like I should do this time instead of constantly doing the same thing I did in the past. Just learn how to use what you have, and once you get really good at it, then you can invest because those things are investments. So if you're not going to use them right at the moment, then just use what you have and learn how to draw perfectly or write, learn shading. You know what I mean? So, but even what I'm using, the paper I'm using, I think it's still eye catching. So, and I feel like that's what business is about: is learning how to use what you have, learning how to really be good at it, get good at it, get good at speaking properly, get good using the tools you have. So many times we buy the tools and we don't use them. Even like when you do apps, right? You buy the latest app, and then the next thing you know, another one is coming out. So you didn't really have time to use the one before, and then you look up and you got so many apps that you have to delete and unsubscribe to. So I'm just trying to be a better person at not doing that this year. Like, and I think as far as app wise, I don't so much. Before I would subscribe right away, like this is what I want. I have a couple of times, but for the most part, I've been trying to like just using some, see what it has to offer, and then I have some that gets me what I want, but sometimes I'm still looking at. So it's just using what you have, and so just constantly reminding yourself of these things, and then content creation. Oh, I mean that's the thing in itself. Just learning how to be a better content creator, learning just how to grab people's attention. Now, I do need to get better at, I don't know, I've seen some people say they're getting away from hashtags, then some, so I just learning how to get into that and get eyeballs on what you're doing. And I mean, I guess following trends is good, but creating your own style is too. So whatever you have to do, and then just realizing you don't have to do so much. I mean, you do have to dot your I's and cross your T's, but you don't have to say everything. Sometimes I always figured out what's best. I think what's best is what's best for you. And and if you just be consistent, from what I understand, the algorithm will, follow you, and you won't be following it if that's how it goes. I'm not sure because I've been all over the place. So if you just can be good and consistent at what you doing, then you will get those eyeballs. I feel like I'm good and consistent, but sometimes I'm just all over the place. So I'm just trying to not be all over the place. And then just when you start channels like a YouTube channel, uh, trying to not confuse your audience and stuff. Like my music channel pretty much is about music, and whether I'm posting every day or once a week, it's still just about music. Then I have a channel that initially started off to be about music, but I've changed it to be part of. It's still got a rhythm to it. In the background is a rhythm realm, so it still has a rhythm to it, but it's about the way the words as well. So, and at first I was going to try to have it all about the way the words, as far as just the wording on it, no pun intended. But then I was like, no, let the rhythm stay in it, and so just doing things with the podcast. Like I don't know if I should start something from my art channel or kind of, and so that's the tricky part about things. And I understand why people make so many different channels, because your audience get confused if they started following you because of your music and then you start talking about something else. So just trying to understand the best way to go about that. So I think I should just leave my art off to itself and let it speak for itself. And whether it's painting or crafting or whatever it is, that's it should be. And then I'm trying to get in a habit of, when I'm doing something, kind of do a video while I'm doing it. It don't have to be like the full whole time while I'm doing it, but just show shorts, make shorts for it, and show people what you're working on. And like I've been working on some coasters, some patches. I mean, like so I think all that should just be all in one thing. So and I know I'm jumping all over the place with this podcast, but I think it's about business. It's about understanding what goes where. Your sock drawer should just be socks, right? It shouldn't have your socks and your underwears. And now, if you started it off as a sock drawer, I feel like so. And I'm talking to myself self mainly, but if something I say reaches you and you feel the same way, please comment. I need to get in the habit of asking people to uh, comment or subscribe or like or just, you know, hold a conversation with me. I just opening myself up for that. And that's why it was a thing I was doing at work. And that's what I was doing, just trying to say, hey, I don't want to feel like or make people feel like I'm hard to talk to. I understand life, some people's lives are different than others. I understand that, but you know, just kind of give that little push to myself to say it's okay. Eh, No, you don't have to do everything for everybody all the time, but sometimes it's all right. I mean, like, you don't have to think so hard or make it seem like you're unapproachable or anything. But it is sometimes when you are trying to figure out your path in life or whether your content is or why you're, I mean, you get people in the comments section just saying stuff that don't even make sense. So everybody is used to that. And so it's nothing to feel uh, bad about because people will question why this, why that. Uh, and it's just once you open the floor up for that, then it's okay to explain to people why you are the way you are. If you have any questions, you are free to ask me. I mean, I don't know how, like on social media, you have to ask people, what do they view you as? How do they view you? Do they view you as being approachable or unapproachable? Do they like your content? Do they not like it? I mean, are you looking at it? Or yeah, so feel free to ask questions. And sometimes just doing that, like when you're in school or something, or just at a job, and people you were always curious about, but you never really talked to them, and then a moment came where you did talk to them, and then you just kind of understood each other from that point, and holding a conversation became easy versus just sitting around thinking about it. So I feel like that's what that is today. So I didn't want to just do a podcast about business. I wanted to kind of show you or let you hear my human side of it. I don't speak perfectly. I mean, sometimes I'm talking in a circle or something. But that's what I'm reading today. And then today, I mean, I found a Photoshop book from Goodwill to understand color and how to make color vibrant and all these things that go with my art. Uh, like I said, I haven't been on Substack for a long time, but I think when I'm doing a print or a painting that has something to do with uh, my weight of words, yeah, it's what I should, and maybe all of it has something to do with it, the weight of words, because I mean, this is who I am, and I'm a business person, and these are not just things I'm doing for fun. These are things that I'm hoping to um, get people to like. I mean, and want to buy or see something that they like. Yeah, and or ask me questions about how I did this, or did I go to school for it, or any of these things. So, um, and they are also conversation pieces. So, and that's a mindset of mine that I've always had. Uh, like I said, I've tried so many different ways to get my message across, whether it's like starting websites and all these things. And I know one of that being the conversation piece was part of one of my taglines. So yeah. So, and just like I did yesterday when I was just looking out the window at the rain. And so this is also something I can put, and I'm just explaining it to you. So, I mean, these are things I would be using to start a conversation. One of my paintings or drawings, and put words behind it or in front of it, And just like you go online and find pictures of other stuff people have created, it's the same thing. So, and like I said, that's business, just trying to use what you have to get your word across, to get your message across, to make your point, and try not to think so hard about it. And it is all about starting a conversation. Anytime you start a business or a podcast or a blog or anything, it's all about starting a conversation. So the point is learning how to conversate is is the thing. You know, when we were kids and stuff like that, and you just used to just being yourself and not thinking about anything. You could some kids content with just playing with their own stuff. Some want to play with other people's stuff, and other people don't want you to play with it. I mean, it's just so many things we learn as kids, but hopefully you learn to realize, hey, you can be free to be yourself. And you can't force yourself on anybody. If people don't like what you're saying, then you know, don't try to shove it down their throat. I mean, some people learn that and some people don't. So, uh, only thing you can do is move on and move on. I mean, so yeah, that's I want to get into habit of doing this as well, and not really and just showing the human part of. Sometimes we get so uniformed in creating content that we forget to just be ourselves. We're so busy trying to make the perfect blog or make the perfect video or get all the views or talk to the algorithm and not the audience. And um, so I wanted to take time out to realize that sure you can do that. You can just talk to people, whether you think they listening or not. Just talk and be feel free to talk. Get in a habit of talking so people get to know you and know how you talk and just go from there. Um, so hopefully you got something out of this and we can just learn how to have conversation, and it doesn't have to mean anything. People understand what your goal is, what your purpose is, according to you, and it's just finding a way to deliver it to the best of your ability. And what you don't know, you can like learn in a book, learn how to talk, learn how to punctuate, learn all these things that go with being a good public figure, public speaker, just all these things you can learn on your own, um, in your own free time. You don't have to stress yourself out about it, okay? And then in time, when it's time for you to get new followers or whatever, their time will tell. Let me slow down. So when it's time for you to get new people to your channels and all these things, it's just time. It would happen naturally, uh, organically, as they say. And they say that's just pretty much what you want. You want people to just sometimes just be quietly listening to you because it's what you do. I do. I listen to people and, and I take in what they're saying, and sometimes I use what they say to see if it works for me, use some of their advice, and I'm sure some people do the same with me. So I think that's pretty much it for today. I mean, just time will fly, just you talking on your own and getting people to know who you are and that you're not afraid to talk. I know my last podcast, I used Notebook LM. Yeah, So yeah, just getting people to know that you know how to talk. You might not be the perfect person at talking all the time or getting all the words right or not stumbling over your words and all these things, but you're not just hiding behind like AI or anything. You do have a mind of your own. You do for what you doing, for what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about, and my life kind of shows that as well. That I just haven't been sitting around waiting on other people to do everything for me. Uh, I have created quite a bit of things on my own. So anyway, I hope you guys do like and subscribe to the my channel, or what do you call Substack? Do you call it a channel, or my Substack, or my YouTube channel? Um, I also need to get better at these things. Just once I get it all, yeah, they say don't wait till you get everything figured out. But once I really understand exactly how I'm going about it, as far as leaving my uh, channels, so you understand and don't get confused about what I'm doing, because sometimes that's easy to do, to kind of like when you, like I said, when you're a talented person, most people don't have just one talent. So and then you start off feeling like you only want to talk about this on your channel, and then as you grow and evolve, so does your content and your mindset. So and then you want to add these other things that you've grown into the mix of what you was doing before, and people just don't receive it like that. uh, I'm not saying that they don't grow or anything, but they've grown in so many ways as well, because they go here for this kind of content, then they go to so many other channels for something else. So they've grown as well, and but they want to continue to get all these things from different ways. It's just like going to school. There's more than one subject, so you and that's how. But anyway, I'll go on and on. But yeah, please do like and subscribe to my channel, and please, if you have any comments or questions or anything you want to talk about, or even if you want to be a guest or on my channel, just let me know. Shoot me a, I don't know, DM. Where is that? That's on Instagram. Just leave me a comment and let me know how to get in touch with you, or and all these things, if these if anything I'm saying interests you. But thank you. Have a nice day.